Welcome, folks, in the spirit of things, welcome to our new home. Over here at I Am Free Will, folks. Yeah, there's always a hitch to the giddy up when I talk about or put the label on something because, folks, it's all about free will. And, yeah, they thought we didn't have any. Well, folks, this is where we're going to bring it back. So welcome to the paradigm shift. This train car is just getting warmed up, and like I say, keep your hands in. I don't want anybody to lose any limbs tonight because we're taking this train to another station, and it's not Camp FEMA. Anyways, folks, I'm real excited. This is our first show, and we will be doing shows for Mondays just to finish out the month while I finish my tenure over at Freedom Reigns, Blog Talk Freedom Reigns. But this will be the new home. This will be the new... for lack of a better term, where Peter gets to blather on and become the mouthpiece and bring this all forward for everybody. Because, folks, we are in the shift, and I'm excited. Let me, before we get started, though, I would like to give a couple shout-outs, especially to my brother Zach at Verdict Productions, folks. He's the master of his own domain. He shares the love with me by putting stuff together which my brain can't put together. I'm just the thoughts guy, so... He has skills, and I appreciate him. And, yeah, he's going to be taking care of all my calls, all my talks, posting them for us so everybody can get clarity and follow the yellow brick road that doesn't exist. So we're moving down a different path. And also I'd like to give a shout-out to my brother Gregg at In5D before we get this party started. And he's sharing the love with in the spirit of things on multiple levels and has been doing so for the last 3 or 4 weeks. And, yeah, Brother Gregg, we love you. Hey, we're going to share the love on a different level, and we're bringing this paradigm shift to all. So we appreciate everything you do, and it's a new direction of flow. Anyways, let me see. Did I leave anybody out? I know Michelle's here, and I know John's here. All is present and accounted for on Welcome
Hello,
to My
Peter.
World. Brother John, how are you?
I'm doing fine. It's great to be on the new show.
Outstanding. Well, hey, we're just going to get a little continuity of flow. We always bring our flashlight, do we not?
Do we ever?
Yeah, folks
give them nowhere to hide, that's for sure.
Yeah, they're going to understand the flashlight, and they're going to probably get to understand the big cup as we go along. For those that missed Saturday's call, I did try and give a little dialogue on the big cup, and we might cover it a little later. Who knows if I'm feeling feisty. Anyways, and also a big shout-out to my temporary producer. She's beautiful, and she's special, and it's Brother Zach's significant other, and she has skills more than I have, so she's going to train me up, I'm sure. Andrea, we love you, and we're glad you're here. So with that being said, let's get this party started and move this train down the road, folks. It's time to go. Anyways, Michelle, are you here?
Yes, I'm here. I'm all in. And just to make it clear that Andrea is producing this show for us, and
yes.
She has skills, and she's stepped forward to help us out move this train along.
Peter needs all the help he can get because he's technologically deficient. He admits it. I've gotten better over time. But, hey, you know, I only know what I know, and I don't know what I don't. And so, hey, at least I admit it.
Hey, I'm just as tech as you are, my friend. So we have other skills and abilities. It's okay.
Right. Yeah, I'm at the deep end of the pool, and I do need floaties for this. Anyways, I'm pulling up. I had on my homepage Michael's overview. Anyways, folks, yeah, we're going to cover what we usually do. We'll cover. This is direction of flow. This show sort of takes on a life of its own as it goes. Yeah, we don't lock down on just one specific thing because there are so many things tying us in, from consent. Living on purpose, all these different variables. So we might be redundant, but sometimes we need to hear things a little bit more than once or twice. So we're going to give some direction of flow, and that's where we live, and that's where we operate. And folks, we mostly operate in peace. We're not warring with the clowns of the circus, but anyways, we're going to help everybody get their minds right so we can move in a whole new direction and change this paradigm, because it does start between the ears, folks. And until we change what's upstairs, nothing else will change. That's a guarantee. Anyways, Brother John, I know you're moving forward on new levels. How are you making out?
Well, before we get into that, I want to make sure, like all our new listeners and stuff like that, really understand what you're offering here, Pete. We're offering a way to get financial freedom. We're offering a way to get your body free of health problems. Your mind, your spirit. We're offering all these different types of releases with actual answers and actual solutions to problems. Now, they may not all be perfect, but we're all learning as we go. But we are definitely on the front line, and what we are putting together is amazing. And we're, helping a lot of people here, especially, finding out who they are and what this is all about, and the steps that are needed. We like to help people, not just go by the seat of their pants. We're putting out, you get that site there, Privatis.Me, and we're putting out a hand there to help people up to, really understand how to be free, how to live free, how to get your body free, how to get your mind free, how to release the, toxins from your body, how to release, negative mindsets. So just want to give a little brief breakdown of what you're really offering here, Peter.
Right. Well,
that's true, because I think we're too close. We have our awareness too close to what it is that we're actually doing, that we forget, that we have to soar up to get the, eagle eye view to maybe better explain it to people, because we're just in it every day. So we're in the doing and being aspect of things where we really, that was beautiful what you said, John. It gives a very clear perspective. It's about basically letting go of toxins, letting go of toxic systems.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. I was just saying a debt as well, and yeah, exactly. Letting go. Yes. So much to let go.
Well,
I just pulled up actually, Peter, the comments that we put together to show on the various YouTube videos that we're going to be putting up, and the actual shows once we post those. Do you want me to sort of read through that?
Please.
So where's this? So it is our spirits that inform us to address the control systems in the energy of peace and love. There is no fight. And this is what we know makes us unique amongst those who are paradoxically seeking freedom through war. We invite our listeners to be aware that they have a choice and that freedom and responsibility go hand in hand. As above, that my consent is given in the etheric, most often without my knowing. The very currency of my power is my awareness, my focus, my consciousness, and my power is available to me should I choose to reclaim it. Until I do so, it is available to be used by others who know its value. So below, as in law, if I do not revoke the presumption of claims on my power, then I have given consent. And then I quoted that great song that we have for our intro, Free Will by Rush. It says, if you choose not to decide, you still have made a choice.
Very good.
And then I went on, we know that we're in a dynamic process of alignment with our purpose, and this will continue to manifest on our show in the spirit of things. As above, that's our intentions. And through the paradigm-shattering work that Peter and Michael are doing on Privatis.Me, that's the so below. That is our actions. And from these two platforms, we offer people the idea that freedom comes with responsibility, and it will not be attained through war. We shine a light on some of the possibilities of the limitless potential of which we are all capable.
Yep.
So that only took about 2 hours to write.
Right. Wow. You're getting better.
I'm getting better, right?
That's an improvement. That was normally a 4-hour gig, and you got it done in 2, so
Probably.
you cut the time in half.
I'm so not an artist with words.
Yeah, me neither. I just, it's just direction of flow. I spit it out and try and give everybody something to grab onto as far as in their mind. Because folks, we've really been, we've been sidetracked. We've been hoodwinked. We've been sold a bill of goods on multiple levels. like I say, we went to sleep, and they've done a really good job at neutralizing us to not really think about anything of substance. And I cover this on multiple levels, but yeah, I mean, like I say, we all our actions, reactions, and I know Michelle, you're going to cover actions and reactions a little bit in a little bit. And folks, you know, these getting our mind right is sort of the hardest part, and that's why Michael and I have done what we're doing, because we, like I said, we have children ourselves as well, and you know, if this is what's going to be left behind for them to inherit, it's really not. They're not going to inherit anything. The estates will be raped until there's nothing left, and that's what folks. And that's what Michael and I have tried putting forward. So we actually created some continuity of flow over at Privatis.Me in a whole different direction. For those who haven't been over to the site, yeah, you can. Matter of fact, posted right up here on, if you're in I Am Free Will, there's an icon. You can just not an icon, but a link. You can actually click on. It'll take you straight into the front door, so that you can see what's going on. Then we put the curriculum page on the front for everybody, whether you're in the advanced, or it's not so much advanced, but whether you're in the deep end with us on our Thursday night calls to get more direction of flow on how to administrate and how to terminate presumptions on multiple levels, to the medical side of the house, to nobody having to die for a lie under the guise of cancer. Folks, they've had methodologies for literally hundreds of years on cancer treatments. And go figure, they're always all natural, always natural. See, because chemicals don't fix anything. All they do is they destroy the cells, and when you destroy the good cells, they got you destroying the bad cells. But it's you're not supposed to be destroying the good cells along with the bad cells. See, that's a false paradigm, false methodology, but that's how big pharma and medical, the training schools that they go to, this is what they teach them over there. So, anyways, if you haven't seen our cancer page, go to it. If you haven't seen the audio pages, I have taped of MP3s, and these are all free. This is, folks, for personal consumption, because I don't want my brothers and sisters dying for a lie. They've sold you the swill, and they're simple methodologies for pennies a day that you can use and utilize to get your body from an acidic state into an alkaline state, which is a good place to be, not a bad place. But these are the things they don't talk about in medical school. Folks, you know, I was a Navy doc, so I did have a little time on the medical side of the fence. And if you are buying off on the swill of the modality of their fiction shots, the flu shots, folks, thimerosal, mercury, and formaldehyde are just not good byproducts of the body. Actually compromise the immune system. This is the stuff they're not telling us. John, what was that site again? Just in case anybody didn't get it, because we do.
Yeah, it's novaccine.com, and that site there will allow you to go through, check every company of every vaccine, and see exactly what they're putting in your vaccines, and it's quite shocking, to be quite honest. And they break down each ingredient as well, so you can click on each ingredient, and you know, this isn't just hearsay or anything else. This is medical professionals as well that have, spoke out against the lies of the pharmaceuticals and stuff like that. And, you know, these are doctors from all over the world who have, went against this to bring this knowledge forward to us. And absolutely amazing page, absolutely amazing.
What about Dr. Rebecca Carly, who had me on her show on Republic Broadcast Network about 2 months ago? Yeah, as a matter of fact, I think I got her on. Folks, we do have a YouTube page. Yeah, go do it, please. If you want to really find out the truth about vaccinations, this is a doctor who, true doctor, was in the politically correct side of the house until she got her mind right. She started uncovering what was really going on with the vaccines, how they were compromising everybody's immune system. She's got about an hour and 15-minute video, and it's something everybody, if you still subscribe to the shots, I guarantee you after you watch this, you're not going to subscribe to shots anymore. My children don't get them. I don't get them, folks. I haven't got shots in 30 years. I don't need poison in my body. See, folks, let me share something with you about the scam of the flu shot, because I do know a little bit about the scam. Basically, folks, it's a mutating virus. It was created in a lab, and it changes every damn year. So guess what? You're always playing catch-up when you get the shot. Then you wonder why you get sick. Well, guess what, folks? Because it's not effective. It's a poison. It compromises the immune system. It doesn't make it stronger. Your body has special antibodies, and it actually knows what to do to satisfy its needs, and if you do catch the flu in the natural means of things, well, guess what? You created natural antibodies for your body, which is a very good positive, So, folks, they are playing catch-up every damn year. So if you get the shot every year, you're going to be playing catch-up every year. And what you're doing is just compromising your immune system, sort of like breast x-rays and stuff like that. This is the stuff they won't talk about. Anyways, I didn't mean to go down the medical path, but I just wanted to explain to people that this is not just a unilateral site at Privatis.Me. This takes, you get to carry your own water, but you get your education, you get your information, you get your proofs. And so, folks, this is where I live. I'm going to pull back the curtain. I'm going to pull it all the way back, so you're getting the memo on a different level. If you want to go back to sleep, that's your option. And Big Pharma, FDA, Big Medical will sell you their swill until your butt falls off. And I'm not kidding. So, hey, what do I know,
Peter, I'd like to jump in.
Sure.
On the website, on Privatis.Me, it is body, mind, and spirit, because if one or two or all of those are out of balance, out of equilibrium, then there cannot be equilibrium. So there has to be a balance in each one of those aspects of ourselves. Also, I wanted to mention, you were discussing symptoms. The allopathic medical community has been trained to treat symptoms. In other words, it's pretty much a fighting mentality. Well, okay, there's a tumor, fine. We're gonna fight it. We're going to cut it out, or we're going to throw some toxic chemicals on it, or we're going to irradiate it.
That's called putting the oil light out with the screwdriver instead of putting oil in the car. That's how we think of that one. You're not fixing the problem whatsoever. You know what I mean? You're just putting out the oil light, the symptom.
Oh, yeah. Now,
exactly.
The oil light, there you go. The oil light's not working, so everything must be just fine.
Yes, exactly.
Right. But the thing is, so a person has cancer, and so they cut it out, or they start radiation or chemotherapy, and then the patient dies. Well, according to their statistics, the patient died of something else. It's not the cancer that killed them, it's something else. So in other words, from their standpoint, the problem was taken care of.
Yeah. Oh, so, yeah.
Let's rip out the organ that's causing you a problem. So right. Problem solved.
Oh, yeah. There you go. Right. Yeah, folks. They're now that's a real fine methodology. Yeah. My significant other lost both their parents to cancer back to back year within 12 months of each other. They poisoned the vessels so effectively they both went to the boneyard. And folks, I got to share this because. This is, okay, after they get done exhausting you as a host and for the hypothecation event, because it's just about the money, you're a money mark, and if you don't believe me, follow the money trail. I could take you down the money trail, and I could prove everything I say. So, this is how I got my paradigm shift when I started following money, because, see, that where I live, folks, that's called conflict of interest, and everything they do is considered conflict of interest because they're all in bed together. See, well, that makes an incestuous relationship, so that makes them a bunch of whores in my world. Anyways, hey, they tell me I need to come out of my shell a little bit and actually say what I think, but yeah, I'm learning to come out of my shell.
Don't hold back, Peter. Don't be shy.
Yeah, don't mince any words. My goodness. Anyways, folks. That's the whole point is they're lying. They've been it's not so much the lying. It's like I say. The poor physicians, like I say, they went through 8 years of medical school and they got to pay for it. So guess what? They have a hard time reversing their position, i.e., having a personal attack of conviction to actually stand in the breach in the proper capacity.
Exactly,
I got to pay through 8 years of medical school, so I got to take care of my wife and kids. Excuse me?
Because they are invested in their way of thinking. They are invested mentally and financially in their indoctrination. This is reaction. We were going to get into action and reaction. The same way that the allopathic community treats symptoms, that's a reaction. When we step back and look at the person globally and see what's going on, then we're able to have action that's more in alignment with what's going on. Maybe it's spirit that's out of line. Maybe it's mind that's out of line, and this is causing a manifestation in the physical. We don't know this. We don't know. All we know is, there's a cancer here. The ancient meridian, how can you call them, systems, I guess. You have the Chinese meridians, the lines of energy that are mapped through the body, and that there is correspondence to various organs and various upsets of balances. You also have reflexology, where the body is actually mapped on the foot. There's a dentist who I looked into recently. He was able to map the body on the teeth, which I thought was very interesting. He looked at people who had died of cancers, and he was able to determine with 100% accuracy, depending on which tooth had a root canal, he could tell which organ had the cancer. So this is important stuff. It was a study. I'll look into it maybe for the next show. But when you have a root canal, they basically go into the blood vessel and nerve tissue that supplies the tooth, and they ream all of that out. But what is resulting, you have these tubules where there is blood exchange, and there's an incredibly high surface area of exchange there. Much like in your intestines, you have villi to increase the absorption rate. But anyway, in the teeth, so what they do is they fill that gap with, I guess, some kind of a material, a biocompatible plastic, I guess, and then they put a crown on the tooth. What happens is, no matter how sanitary and hygienic and antiseptic the environment is, there will always be bacteria there. And once they are trapped within that root canal, these bacteria, which were aerobic, become anaerobic, meaning they start to produce, they start to have their normal functions in the absence of oxygen. And what they give off is extremely toxic to our bodies. And what happens is these toxins, from what I understood from this dentist, flow to various parts in our bodies. Depending on the tooth, there is a flow of energy, a flow of blood, a flow of those toxins to that organ, and there becomes an accumulation over time that becomes, well, obviously deleterious to the person's very life.
Yep.
So, we have these meridian systems. There's a lot of information out there, a lot of information, but if we have our noses too close up to what it is we are told by so-called persons of authority, then we give up our choice in the matter.
Yeah. Well, it's ironic. It's sort of like selling people on using underarm antiperspirants, folks. Those things with the that dry roll-on garbage. Yeah, what it does is clogs up your pores, gets into the axillary area of your body, travels into the lymph nodes, and actually causes issues down the road. Folks, hey, if you want to put some deodorant on, get some, it's called magnesium chloride. It's a spray, comes in a spray, and actually your body needs it because everybody's deficient. Up to about 90% of the masses are deficient on what's called, it's an easy uptake application. It's like a mist, and you can put it right up underneath your armpits for underarm deodorant. But hey, guess what? Your body's going to get a benefit because it allows for the uptake of all other nutrients when you're getting the proper amount. Go figure. Anyways, yeah, I sort of talk about that over at Privatis.Me. I've got it on MP3 on magnesium chloride. But it's dirt cheap, folks. It's what you're not supposed to know about because everybody's deficient. And, gee, now we're wondering why everybody gets disease so much quicker. But, folks, yeah, if you're doing the roll-on garbage, get rid of it. Go to magnesium chloride. Give your body something good so it'll get an actual uptake, and you'll be killing two birds with one stone. You'll smell sweet, and at the same time, you'll actually be getting a benefit because your body needs magnesium. And they've eroded the earth over pretty much most of the food grown, so pretty much nobody's getting the proper amount of magnesium. Matter of fact, I have a book at my website by Dr. Mark Serkis. Yeah, go read it. It covers magnesium chloride real good, as well as sodium bicarbonate and some other modalities. But, hey, it's 7:30, and my producer's saying, "Hey, Pete, shut up."
Oh, before we go, Peter, I just want to tag this on. Personally, I like the smell of honesty about a man. So there you go. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, well, you wouldn't when I was hanging around with the Marines out in the field for 30 days at a time in hot weather, when we were doing hot weather training in the Mojave Desert. And, gee, go figure. Ironically, it's called In the Spirit of Things, folks, because you know what? That's what we got. We got a soul. We have a spirit. And the love. Yeah, folks, nobody talks about the love anymore. I mean, the world's gone silently cold on so many different levels, and we forgot to share the love with our brothers and sisters to show that we're alive. And, folks, that's where we're at here. When I talk about a paradigm shift, it starts with us. It starts with our hearts. And if you don't have a heart, come on in, keep coming back until it warms up and I can get a pulse on you, and you'll be in the right place, folks, because, this is where we live. We forgot who we are. They want us to forget who we are. They want us to be, just like I say, hypothecation events for financial gain. This whole system is literally upside down. Black is white, white is black. You're not supposed to have a voice. They don't want you to be independent. They don't want you to think outside the box. They don't want you to be you. They want you to just die inside yourself so that you can be a vessel to be claimed, plundered, like a pirate ship out to sea until there's nothing left. Folks, the insane train is left. We're going to get it back. Hey, our our tracks will never meet where I live, and that's fine. They can run the track. Whatever they do on that track, that's their track, not my track. I'm on my own. And, folks, that's why I'm inviting you all here, because y'all get to get on this track as well if you choose to. Everything in life is about consent, decisions. It requires you to exercise an option. But you didn't know you had one. If you didn't know you had one, well, now you're going to have one. So, anyways, Michelle, I'm sort of ranting. But
I love your rants.
Thank you. Anyways,
we were talking about action and reaction. And right before the show, you and I were discussing idiot compassion. Do you want to mention a bit of what happened, and then I can join up, or should I just?
What happened? Or you just want to cover it?
In relation to a certain individual and the work you had done to try and help this person, and all that stuff, or should I just sort of dive into the topic itself?
Well, folks, let me share some love. Because I've gone to the deep end for some of my brothers and sisters out there, and after the fact, they beat my brakes in. They looked the gift horse in the mouth, and they beat them up. But I gave over, because they were sort of in an untenable situation, but because I do have compassion in my heart. However, I realized that it was misplaced. Anyways, you know what? I do what I can do, and I can't, you know what? I come to the realization that I'm going to have to teach, or not so much teach, but share how everybody can carry their own water, because I can't.
And I think you and I came to understand that it's not our place to carry other people's water. Rather, we can carry our own and show other people how to do that also. But there was this great article by David Pearce. He mentions idiot compassion, and this was something that I struggled with myself until I realized that I didn't have to anymore. Idiot compassion is apparently was coined by a very famous Tibetan Lama, Chogyam Trungpa Rinpoche. He defines an idiot as senseless, one who does not think. And this is not meant to be offensive, just an accurate description. David Pearce goes on in his article, he says, it is used to illustrate the knee-jerk reactionary compassion that is expressed by the many. So there's that word, reaction, rather than action. In the article he continues, it is the compassion of the ego. It allows us to show our emotions and so-called heartfelt concern when in reality nothing could be further from the truth. I came to understand at a certain point that It's not my place to help those who do not want help and who might claim to want help, but are coming from an intention that is not in alignment with the intention which propels my help. It made me question, who am I to deprive someone of their most prized possession? And for a lot of people, that is their suffering. For a lot of people, unfortunately, it is their suffering that will become their greatest teacher if they choose. But it's not for me to it's not for me to take that opportunity away from them. In other words, they're in me helping someone who is not ready to receive my help, and in the intention in which I offer it, there's a setup of a victim/martyr savior dynamic, which is self-propelling. And remember how I think it was the last show I was discussing, this river, and how often we get distracted, we get pulled over somehow to the side of the river, and we get lost in this re-entry circuit, this vortex of water at the bank of the river, in an eddy. That's the distraction. It is the attachment. It is the wanting. And when I release all of that, and when I understand that, look, things are the way they are, and just let myself go down the river, I understand the river is taking me somewhere, and I can't wait.
Yep. Go with the flow.
Does that? Exactly.
Yeah, in the military, the Navy does do a little swimming. You have my SEAL brothers, and they can swim against the tide. But that's using a lot of energy. Going with the flow, folks, is always a lot easier. Michelle, I do have one caller coming in. Normally, I don't take callers, folks. My bust. Usually the first hour, I will not be taking calls because I try and get continuity of flow on the show. But for this one shot, since the door's open, my producer says I have a area call 805. I guess I'm going to open it up for a second and let 805 on through. Andrea, if you'd like to let him on through, I guess, open up the mic, and I'll be glad to let him ask a question or whatever, if they're still there.
Hey, Peter, it's Andrea.
Yep.
Yeah, he dropped.
Oh, he dropped? Okay, fine.
Yeah, he dropped. No worries.
And here's sort of another reason why. Anyways, hey.
Yeah,
we're
exactly. I see what you mean.
Yeah, continuity of flow, it kills me, folks.
It must have been my rant about idiot compassion.
yeah, there you go. Anyways, it's all good, folks. We're moving forward. Brother John, what do you think about what Michelle has sort of put forward?
Well, exactly what I was saying there before last week. We are all here just for a blink of an eye.
Yep.
And the only thing that we take with us is the experience, good or bad. And if we were all here, floating around on plush clouds and everything was perfect all the time, well, it'd be a pretty boring trip. So we have the yin yang, we have the duality on this reality. We've chosen to come here to play in this playground with all the ups and downs. The downs make the ups that much better. And the downs also let you realize what you do not prefer. So, we're all perfectly here, perfectly in existence, perfectly learning what we need to learn when we need to learn it. There is no wrong way, as far as I'm concerned. That is dogma that has been taught to us, and how to be and how to act and all this kind of stuff, But, we were not here at one moment before we were born. We were somewhere else. And then again, we are gone again once we die. We are somewhere else, back to that original place where we came from. And this we all know. So, life is but a mere blink when you really think of it, of even in the aspects of our universe and stuff like this. They say the planet's, 14.6 billion years old. imagine the lifetimes that have been here, but how quick they go by. So really, the only thing that you do bring with you is the experience to try to upgrade our soul. To with every generation, we're learning to be connected with whatever you wish to call the higher power or your higher self or whatever it may be.
Creator or whatever.
Yeah, we're all trying to accelerate. We're all trying to improve. Now, there are a lot of entities, that do the opposite of that, giving us something to, struggle against. But with that struggle, we gain, so much. Like as the callers may know, if they followed you from the old show, I'm going through, a child custody problem with CPS. Me and my fiance are together, and they're not too educated around here. I don't think. I think they bit off a little bit more than they can chew. We've stayed in honor the whole time, and they've, violated so many just human rights, let alone our inherent rights and jurisdictional rights. So, we continue to stay in peace. We continue to educate. We continue to, go higher and higher up the chain, thus, collecting all the evidence as we go. Because we're no pushovers. We will stay at peace, but we will let you know that you are doing wrong, and there's no excuse for them saying that they didn't understand the law or didn't know the law, because they've fully been made aware. So, but even with this struggle in our lives, this could have devastated my fiance and I, but we chose not to let it do that. In fact, we chose to let it propel us into a greater sense of who we are and why we've been chosen for this, and we accept it. We accept the responsibility. We accept the fact that we wish to help others. We almost knew this, precognitive, before even this stuff happened. We had such a perfect life. We'd strive to get a nice home in the country where we grow most of our own food. We have our own animals. It was very peaceful.
Yep.
But the problem with us is we are master manifestors, and our greatest fear was losing our children or something happening to our children. So it's almost like the universe says, well, okay, let's give you that realization and show you that you can overcome that, or that you know what I mean?
Almost like a self-fulfilling prophecy, almost.
Isn't it, though? Isn't it? Because, as I say, we are always manifesting. Believe it or not, if we weren't manifesting, there would be no motion, there would be nothing happening. Because we're manifesting so quickly, we don't even realize that we're masters of manifestation.
Right.
So, so however, you can choose. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, however, with that being said, Brother John, you may have manifested it, but, you had a higher calling and standing in the breach, because we need to bring attention to, like I say, bring my big flashlight for cockroach country, because, see, now this is where, okay, I'm going to go on a rant because I can, and I have to. These people have to look deep what's inside their souls, and they got to know what they're doing is wrong, plumb wrong, straight up. I mean, we invent bull crap. Matter of fact, Sister Terry, her son had a chance meeting with some attorney, barristers, whatever the hell they call them up in Canada, eh? It's all good. And he actually was dialoguing with these bottom feeders, for lack of a better term. These are supposed to be men of conscience and do no harm, but their objective was, her son overheard him talking, saying, how can we go ahead and make the girlfriend turn on the guy who they picked up and put in the jug? Let's see if we can get her to sign off on some lies. See, folks, that's sick. Now, that in itself is sick. And see, they perpetuate a lie. The whole system is a hypothecation event. We'll get to bonds and hypothecations. And, folks, in other words, it's a money-making venture. It's not about civil criminal. It's about making money. So here, this poor bastard's in jail, and they're going to press the girl. They're going to do a bad act to create a pressure on her to give over information that may be a falsity, and that's called hearsay, and that's called coming against your brother. And this is the crap they do behind closed doors, folks. Now, my friend's son happened to be in the mix. They were having a couple cold ones, and they were dialoguing, and he knew about the bonds because he knows Brother Peter, and Peter shared with him about the bonds. It's all about a hypothecation event. and he broached that information with these bottom feeders, and they said, how did you know that? Well, see, folks, they tell us, we're not supposed to know things now. Is that how this really works? So you're scum. Yeah. Anyways, folks, I go on my rant because this is the nefarious crap that I can't believe that actually goes on right up underneath their noses. And this is their objective, is to create victims, hypothecation events for a monetary gain, because there is no money of substance. It's digits on a computer screen. And if you don't know what a bid bond, performance bond, payment bond is, a surety bond, standard form 28, Miller Reinsurance bonds 273, 4, and 5, yeah, go look it up. Hey, folks, it's a hypothecation event. Behind closed doors, they're filling out these bonds, and they're making piles off the backs of my brothers and sisters under the guise of we're doing justice. Yeah, it's just us against you. You're considered in commerce, and if folks go look up the definition of commerce, I know I'm going on a rant, folks. I'm sorry, but I can't help myself because I get excited. But this is the stuff you don't know. And, yeah, I got to go to my site and go look up bonds. I got a 2-hour talk just on the bond scam, and that's what it is. It's one big scam behind closed doors. But when you start asking them questions, they get nervous. But the irony of this whole case, now this, folks, this is the irony. He pulled rank on him, my friend's son. He says, how do you sleep at night? Because he heard the nefarious crap they were doing. And they just looked at him like a deer in headlights, like, their moral compass, it's totally broke. But, like, by him asking that question, well, how can you chastise us for doing these dirty deeds? Folks, that's where their minds are at. These are compromised souls. These aren't people like you and me. These are compromised souls making victims out of my brothers and sisters, and I'm not real happy. So you know what? If Peter's not happy, nobody's happy. Anyways, the point I'm trying to get at is here. Everything that they create for this system, folks, it's to extract from the vessel. It's because you're a vessel in commerce and you're a hypothecation event. They will not tell you this stuff, but I will. Hey, come on over to my house, and I'm going to tell you everything. I'm going to pull the curtain back so far you'll never be able to go back to sleep. You'll probably have to take a Quaalude after you get done exposing all this stuff, so you'll want to go back to sleep.
well, hey, Peter. Now this is. This is where they've really messed up, exactly. See, what I've done is I've gone ahead and joined the Divine Province, and I've gone ahead and made it publicly known that I rebut all their assumptions of being the debt slave, of being the all caps name. And I did this before all of this stuff happened. So, now not only are they violating, human rights and stuff like that, now they're violating international laws. They're committing treason and acts of war against a foreign diplomat.
Yep.
Now, we may be a new nation, and we may not have all the teeth that we need at the moment, but we're getting our stuff together, and we are who we say we are. If we weren't, we wouldn't exist.
Right. Hey, brother, you're operating in free will. Gee, go figure what this show's about. Free will. See, folks, you have the right to act under free will. It's called your free will act indeed. See, because, hey, Michelle, maybe we'll talk about your will a little bit. Because when you do a statutory will, folks, that's one of their worthless pieces of paper wills. The judge can null it at any given time and say, nah, we're not extracting enough penal sums out of your backside to hypothecate and make some more money. We're going to go ahead and change the game in midstream because you gave over, folks, because they consider you less than it's called a dead entity. You're a franchisee of the fiction corporation. So for all you who want to vote, not a good idea because that makes you in a subservient position, a reduced position for benefits and privileges, and you have no rights. Hey, folks, for our brothers and sisters in USA Inc. who believe the Constitution has some bearing, folks, snap the hell out of it. Go over to my site and start reading the Informer articles, and you'll know straight up exactly what I'm talking about. Because, folks, we're not operating under the Constitution, haven't been. We've been under international treaties. But, gee, how would I know that? See, folks, I actually read something that showed me that. Anyways, what I'm trying to say is this is a lot of layers to the onion, folks, but I'm going to show you how to peel it back and get to the rotten core real quick and how to move forward without traversing, without warring, without a controversy, without creating issues. And that's the whole point, folks, because you're an issue. When you were born into a public hospital, you became an issue, ISSUE. That's a hypothecation event. It's a bond issue. Go figure. Hey, folks, if you haven't seen my bond, you'll want to go see a copy of my bond. It's over at the site. It's under the education page. I actually show a bond. It's got the red digits on it. It's got the beautiful borders. and it says Midwest Bank Note Company on it. So for all those who don't think that the birth of a baby born isn't a hypothecation event, folks, why do you think in America they call it the good faith and credit of the American people? Because they're hypothecating the event, and they have been since 1933 because they got no money of substance. So they're going to use yours. It's called your res, your energy. Anyways, I'm getting excited. I'm giving everybody the nickel tour real quick. Anyways, sorry, but yeah, Michelle, we were talking about your will, and I said, hey, well, that's I got to fix that for you.
Yeah, well, I'm in the process of gathering information that's going to guide my action on that. I think the most important thing is things are the way they are by design. And I think anyone who that's a shift of perception. If you look at the world today and you realize that everything is the way that it is because this is the way that it was made to be, then you experience a change in yourself. Because there no longer is a fight in the sense that, fight poverty, fight disease, fight cancer. No, all of these things are in place. There's an agenda. And things are perfect the way they are. We have come to this place because we have allowed things to come to this place. We were discussing, Peter, just before the show. We talk a lot, don't we?
Yeah. You give me cannon fodder. Something to shoot my bazooka at.
There's a great movie that I would like to mention for the listeners. It's called The Corporation, and it was made by some Canadian producers in 2003, and it was released in the States on June 4th, 2004. And this really surprised me, but it didn't. The box office for the opening weekend in the United States was $28,000, which just really, this movie, it's a documentary, basically where they explain what a corporation is. A corporation is, it's a fictitious entity created by law. So humans create an entity. It's a person, and that special person is designed by law to have no moral consciousness. And let's look at that. In other words, that special person has all the rights of a human being, but none of the responsibilities. Its one responsibility, actually, is to generate profit for its shareholders. At whatever the cost, at the cost of human life, at the cost of human health, and the life and health of animals, the balance of nature. So they liken a corporation to a psychopath, because it is a person who actually has no conscience, no moral compass, and it just goes into a country and sets up shop. Let's say it's a mining company, sets up shop, starts taking all the ores from the land, pollutes the land, the water, sickens the people, gives them disease, and then leaves when there's nothing left to take. And this is the very definition of a psychopath. There is no conscience. And it is, the motivation of a corporation is profit. And we were discussing the God of today, the God that we have faith in, that we put our trust in, and that is the almighty dollar.
Yep.
That is what we as a world worship. We worship a fictitious, arbitrarily created unit of currency. It's a piece of paper. And yet look at what those pieces of paper have brought us to.
Yeah.
The corporation, and I'm not deriding corporations that do have a moral conscience, because there are some, but I'm speaking in generalities. The corporation has perfected the science of exploitation. That $250 designer jacket that you can buy in an upscale boutique was produced in a country for, 70 cents. The actual worker might have been paid 70 cents to produce that jacket. So you look at the disparity there, and questions arise.
Yep.
But everything is the way it is because this has been the agenda. What do you say, John?
Yeah, you kind of. It's hard not to be in the place we're in when you really look back in history, and you go back to all these families who are running the world and stuff like that, and you really know their true history. These guys were complete psychopaths. You know what I mean? It's almost like once you have unlimited power, well, what else is there to do but be, cruel and, nasty, and then you have these people having children and interbreeding with the other families, close-knit families, and, keep these tight circles of psychopaths, right? And then now you put it ahead thousands of years ahead, and you've got all this inbreeding, all this psychopaths being born, all this kind of stuff, and then, we put TV out there, and it's put out there by these elite and all this kind of stuff, trying to make the rest of the world like us, like them, I should say, psychopaths. Trying to take us normal people and trying to make us all psychopaths. And this is why
consensus reality.
Exactly.
They want to conscript us into their consensus reality.
They don't want you to feel. They don't want you to love. They just want you to be an empty vessel, and they just go along and be zombified, stupefied, dumbed down. That's not where I live, folks, and I know that's not where you want to live. So welcome to your paradigm shift, because this is where it starts. It starts between the ears, I say it a million times. But anyways, I guess we do have a caller at the top of the queue, 805. I guess if that's the first one, we'll let you on through and share a little love.
Hi, is that me?
It's you.
Hi, this is Cheryl again. How are you doing?
Very busy.
Good. I'll be really quick. I thank you for doing what you're doing. I've come in as beneficiary in my case in my BK court, and the trustee just seems to ignore it and suggest that it be dismissed. So if they ignore that, who can enforce that they need to recognize that you're beneficiary?
Okay.
I read that you could get the QSIP for your birth certificate, but Fidelity.com is down, so I don't know how else to get it. I talked to a stockbroker, and she's like, I've never heard of that.
Yeah, she's lying. Anyways, well, that's all I do is tell us lies. Anyways, I can't settle anything in 5 minutes on a phone call, so this is why I don't usually do inbound phone calls, because this is not the place for me to deal with issues. So what I advocate, are you in the Divine Province?
I sent my money in to join, but yes. I'm becoming part of it.
Oh, okay. So you put forth that paperwork as a living beneficiary, but you hadn't done a status change yet. Is that what you're saying?
Well, yeah, I did my status change with the state of the voting roll and sent a letter to the IRS. And when the trustee didn't recognize I was beneficiary, I put something in the court and CC'd the IRS.
Right. Yeah, well, so you'll need codicil stamps to learn how to do set-off. We teach that over at Privatis.Me, and so at this moment on this call, I won't be able to deal with any of those issues. But if you check on in, it's free to join, to step in through the front door, and we do Thursday night calls, and you're invited to those. Those are open calls for everybody. Well, this week I'm covering Matter of fact, I'm glad you brought it up. We'll be covering an international third-party debt termination package for pretty much every IMF-run country. So all my brothers in Australia, UK, Belgium, anywhere the IMF is hanging out and causing a hypothecation event because they always get paid on the front end as the original creditor, and then they farm it out to a third-party bottom feeder. I'm going to share the love with my brothers and sisters on how they can get the debt termination package for free because I don't sell anything. But they have to come. They have to come to my house to get educated, and that's what I expect them to do. Because you're not competent to handle your own matters forthwith if you don't get your education. And what I mean by that is, if you don't understand how you traverse when you file stuff in as a dead entity, which I know you say you're the living beneficiary, but there's got to be I's dotted and T's crossed, sort of procedurally, to move forward on this level that you speak of. So. I appreciate you broaching this subject, and come on over to my house at Privatis.Me, and we'll see if we can't get you squared away. And we all set? Okay, it looks like I lost her. Did I lose everybody?
Nope. No, I'm here. Do we have another caller?
Okay. I guess she's okay. Yeah, I guess muted already. Okay, good. She got her answer. We can move forward from there. Next, I have area code 331.
Andrea?
Andrea, yeah. Well, hey, I'm trying to get my mind right. I'm changing birds in midstream here. Andrea, I guess we can let 331 in real quick.
Hey, how you doing? Can you hear me? Am I on?
We can hear you, brother.
Hey, what's going on? I recently just had a problem in court where I actually was trying to stand my ground and let them know that I'm the living live vessel, the beneficiary, and the judge tried to hold me in contempt of court. How do I get past stuff like that?
Yeah,
can I answer that one, Pete?
Yeah, go ahead and tell him, John. Give him a tour.
Well, here's the thing. Number one, what Pete was saying before, you really do have to establish yourself because for your whole life you've been basically testifying against yourself, saying that you are the slave entity. When you took your birth certificate and started making ID off of it and stuff like that, your licenses, your social insurance, all this kind of stuff, well, that stuff all needs to go back. And then what you need to do is you need to establish that you are a living beneficiary. And how you can do that, the easiest way I found was through Divine Providence. They're all set up there. They have all the writs, and they show you how to send them all out. And they also give you a record of anybody who wants to breach those type of things. Now, as for court, when you've established all that kind of stuff, they're going to still test you in court. They're going to see if you really know who you are. You know. Now, the main thing with court is you have to stay in peace. You can't be getting mad. You can't be yelling at the judge. You can't be, you know what I mean? But you also cannot get under his jurisdiction. He's going to try a few things. He's going to ask you to approach the bench. He's going to ask you to come up past the bar. He's going to tell you to sit down. He might yell at you. He might do all this kind of stuff. And there's certain things that you want.
He did all those things. He did every last one on me. He yelled at me. He screamed at me. He had the bailiffs come in.
He and that's part of the intimidation.
Yeah, he said, in 10 years, I've never been angry with anybody, and you just pissed me off, and don't you say another word.
It's all part of the act, exactly, because you are pissing him off. You know what I mean? How dare you figure out the game, you know? And this is exactly what's going on. It is a test.
So then what do I do? So what he did was he had them surround me.
The first thing you need to
me and threaten to lock me up.
Right.
Well, that's the thing.
Brother, I'm going to fix this in 30 seconds. Hey, brother. Have you been to my site at Privatis.Me?
Of course. I'm on it right now.
Okay, fantastic. Okay, well, you have a little uphill learning curve. We got to remove your status. We got to remove presumptions, and we won't be able to do this in 3 minutes on this phone call. So I'm going to let you roll on that. Come on over to my house, and like I say, we're going to help you get some clarity. We have direction of flow. If you haven't seen the new overview on the curriculum, that would be a great place to start. And but it's not going to be a 5-minute wonder. But you're in the right place, and that's the best part. So you have the will to learn. But I don't give a crap what the judge did, whatever. See, brother, you traversed. You gave over jurisdiction. Brother Michael has already been through the court system, and he effectively neutralized him because he stood in his proper capacity as a living beneficiary on the 3 times. Wasn't argumentative. He put the judge to bed. They issued a nolo prosecu, which means that the prosecutor had to remove the charge, or she was going to be eating a big crap sandwich and have to pay the bill, because he who brings the charge pays the bill. See, but you have to know who you are. You have to know your status. When Brother Michael already dipped into that pond, and he did so effectively. He didn't cause any duress to the judge. He knew who he was. So, brother, I'm going to over at where my house is. I can't talk about this on public radio, okay? I can't go here, so I'm not going to. And so I'm going to share the love with you over at my house, and you are invited to come over to my house and hang out, because I'm going to show you the new paradigm. So, but you got to go to peace, and you can't be pissing in the judge's cornflakes, and we don't have to, because there's another way to neutralize this whole thing, and we already effectively have put these modalities forward. We put ourselves in the breach first because we ain't afraid of no ghosts. But then again,
I did too. I put myself there too to figure out the whole game.
But you put yourself there in the breach. You didn't, brother. I can't go. The whole point of the exercise is I can't go through it here in the public.
Right.
So come on over to the private at Privatis.Me, and you're going to have an extremely effective learning curve that's going to bring you out the other side. So. This is why I don't usually take inbound calls, because I get diverted, and I can't fix anybody's stuff in 5 minutes. So come on over to Private.
Peter, I just would like to tell the caller, it also starts with your intention.
Yep.
And when your intention is one of peace, then whatever that judge throws at you, he's trying to bring you back into a state of fear.
Exactly.
And it is your test. It is your test.
Understood. So it's all.
And it is your choice.
Yes.
So
it
will always be your choice. This is a learning experience for you as you experience it.
Yes, I agree.
So as you experience it, you will be learning through it. You have to go through it to be learning it. And it starts with your intention. The judge will try to bring you back into fear. But so long as you stay in love and in peace, and if you know the documents, if you know the actual physical things that Michael and Peter discuss on the site, so long as your intention is there, then all their processes will work. If, however, you come from a warring mentality, this will not work for you. No matter how Michael and Peter and John might be able to guide you, if you have a warring mentality, you will encounter war.
Understood.
I wish you luck with your process, and welcome to Privatis.Me.
Shoot Peter an email there, and Peter, you forward them off to me there, and we can't see it. You know, you can get him the paperwork he needs to get done. I'll give him how to stand up in court.
Yep.
Yes.
It's actually very, very simple. Michael, what Michael did was really simple. Everybody wants to make a calculus equation, and it's just really 2 + 2. But you really have to internalize between your ears on how you stand. So we can help you there. Anyways, brother, I thank you for your call, and come on over to my house. You're welcome. Okay.
Can I give you my email address?
Nah, brother. All you gotta do, you go over. You can find me over at Privatis.me. I'm over there. I'm everywhere, brother.
Yep. I'm on it right now. Oh, yep.
Thank you, brother. Yeah, you have a great night. Thank you very much.
Man, I
thank
enjoy
you.
guys.
Okay, thank you. I have one more I'm going to let through, and that'll probably be the end of the line of the tarmac. I'll have it cleared.
Okay.
Gloria, you're in the loop. Come on down. The water is fine.
Okay, the website is www.privatis.me.org. .net or .com?
No, it's Privatis.me. Privatis.me as in M-E.
Oh, .me.
Like medical examiner, M-E.
Okay.
If you're in the spirit of things, it's posted right below the icon. It's there's a link, and it says HTTP Privatis.me. Click on that. It'll take you right in the front door, sweetie.
Right. And I want to share with you, I had a very extraordinary path in my life, and I was really always a searcher since I was young, but I really started searching when life started hitting me after I got out of college. And what I experienced that I didn't know anything about what was going on, and then I just kind of knew that there's something beyond this life So I started searching, and one day I just tapped into this inner peace and love, and everything was just perfect the way it was. I just not criticize anything that, even garbage in the street, bad pollution in New York City. I was at the time living in New York City, and everything was just perfect. I could not distinguish the good and bad or dislike or like. Everything was just beautiful. And it's amazing that how I tap into this another realm while I'm just walking down the street. I'm enjoying just everything what I see. And then I realized it when I came back down to earth again. It was like 7 days later, and I realized that this is where the judgment exists, and our brain dwells on this dimension. And no one seeks for that higher dimension deeply, subconsciously, and continuously wanting to reach that level. And so very rare that people experience something like this.
Yep.
And I just tap into it for like 7 consecutive days.
Wow.
Gloria, you're very lucky. You're very lucky.
Some people just tap into like maybe a couple hours, maybe a day, but it lasts me for like whole entire 7 days. And until at the time, my ex-boyfriend was, living with me. He says, "You're gonna be punished by God. You're in your life too much."
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Pull it out the God card.
Actually, he really stabbed in my heart and put a fear on it, and that's when the spear just came into my heart and stabbed me, and that's when I fell back down to this dimension. And then I said, "Oh my God, this is the life that I live, and this is." People think that this is a life. That's the only life there is. Right. But actually, there's another dimension that I don't know how that happened, that just my brain completely just altered for 7 consecutive days. And I said, what happened to my brain? You know what I mean?
Gloria, I'd like to comment on that. You are very lucky in having experienced 7 days of consecutive oneness. This is the state that poets discuss, that mystics discuss, the spiritual community tries to explain to other people. It is something that different groups of people through history have tried to induce. They have tried to create this state. But ultimately, it is not something that can be induced. We can have an awareness of it. And when it does happen to us, wow, is that amazing?
And actually, there's another incident happened to me. This is another absolute bliss. All of a sudden, just one time, like 3 years ago, I just desired this oneness. I had this vision about oneness is maybe me and my husband, my boyfriend, and then maybe God. I just embraced
or your husband
like
and your boyfriend.
or someone at the time. No, whether it was my boyfriend at the time, if I'm not married. If I'm married, maybe it's my husband, or like opposite sex, and then God. So I thought it was like embracing like everyone. So I had this like oneness that I wanted to experience, but I actually thought that man and me maybe merged together. So that was my concept, because I brought up with this, this world that we have a man and woman and children, and so we thought we have this mentality that we have to, be with the opposite sex or someone complete you, and then you feel this oneness. So actually, I said, okay, I want to experience this oneness. I don't know what it is. I'm gonna get back, get to the rock bottom of it, and I started to desire, and then I started having a relationship, and I said to myself, okay, am I going to be able to open my heart? Because I had a trouble loving and letting go with myself. So then I was questioning, and I said, I really like to let go and experience that. And as soon as I made my mind, some inner, answer came and said, yes, it's coming. And I said, oh, man is coming. So then I said, who is this guy? Then about a week later, a guy shows up, right? And I said, oh, my God, he's such a charming guy. And I fell in love immediately. And I was like, joy, you won't believe, So then, just go on with the relationship. Then I started to see the negative side of that person. And it was very difficult for me to let go. Once I start to know the person and something bothers me, I just absolutely, started to mind-boggling, and I couldn't continue. So when it really got to be so, I want something beyond that, and I couldn't get it. So I actually decided to break up. And then I started praying again. I said, God, I really, really want this, And then about 2 months goes by. It goes, yes, it's coming. So I said, oh, my God, it's really coming. The oneness is coming. So then I said, oh, my God, where is this guy, Then all of a sudden I got the whole entire, just my heart. It was feeling on my heart. It just completely open. And I said, I start loving every human being in the earth, every human being. And I said, oh, my God, I feel so much compassion. But what do I do with these people? They're sleeping. They're not awakened. Yep. They're in the position of doing, maybe murder. This person decided to be a so-and-so, and this person want to be that person, and abusing people. And it's like, God, what do I do? Why these people cannot wake up, So I meditate a lot, and the answer came, says, everybody have a position to play, and teaching each other.
Exactly.
So they have, everybody have a position.
In other words, Gloria, it's not our position to judge, but rather to understand that it is said there are between 6 and 7 billion of us here, and I'm guessing there are between 6 and 7 billion different paths.
Absolutely.
When
everybody
I judge
have
someone,
on a different mission. Mm-hmm.
And when I judge someone, that's my attachment to a specific outcome. And how dare I assume that I know how things are supposed to be? When I release my attachment to a specific outcome, for example, a man in my life, or a job, or a mission, or even 7 more days of oneness with universe, when I release that attachment, then I create that space in which the Great Spirit, the organizing intelligence, the universal source will produce for me what is to be for me. Because who am I to determine what is best in my life? Who am I to determine what is best in my life?
Yeah, it's absolutely right. That's not our position.
Maybe I am paddling upstream, and when I let go of the struggle and the effort, and I realize that the stream is taking me in a much more beautiful place than I was aspiring to get to, wow, it's in that surrender. And Gloria, you were very lucky to have these experiences. I can feel the joy that you experienced in going through those things. And man, 7 days is a long time to be at oneness.
And actually, this oneness came to me for about 5 months. 5 months. I had this feeling of wanting to help people, and what do I do to help people? And basically, I meditate a lot, and basically the answer that I got is it doesn't really matter why these people are in that position and why they're playing that role, and we all play some kind of role on the stage. And the bottom line is, what is your mission here? Feeling the compassion, what are you going to do about it? It's your job to go out and help and change this whole society by changing you. Feeling this love and radiate, and then let someone get your vibration.
Right.
So then I
because when you're in this state of oneness, and we're going to be going for a break in about 2 minutes, Gloria. So I just want to sum this up. When we do feel this state of oneness, and just spiritually we're up there resonating in our wholeness. Well, the thing is, we are these human bodies in this physical world, and when you crashed back into reality, this is where we are, and this is where our actions, our intentions can channel through us, and we become the vehicle through action of what it is that our awareness leads us to, of what it is that our consciousness guides us towards. And it's when you're in alignment, mind, body, and spirit, with your truth, with your, some people call it authentic self, with your wholeness, that's when that space is created and right action. You know what it is to do. I thank you for sharing your story with us, Gloria, but I think we have to go to break now, Peter.
Yep. And Gloria, thank you very much for sharing that love, because that was beautiful, and that's where we live, and you showed the other side of the equation. That's where we're all supposed to be living, and you get it. And
actually,
beautiful.
After that, I don't feel the missing part of me. I feel like I'm complete.
Yep.
So that's really fortunate. I feel like I'm not missing anything. I'm okay. The God is just carrying me in my position. So
That's beautiful.
I'm very, very lucky. Yeah.
You are very lucky, because most of us spend our entire lives trying to fill that emptiness.
Yep.
Yep. And actually, I was searching for that. What is that emptiness? And I realized when I was in 30s, everybody have the empty hole that you put anything in there. It just drops and drops just endlessly. And I said, what will fulfill this? And then the conclusion was the love. That love that we are missing,
Yep.
So I was on that path and fulfilled that love, and it just came.
Yep.
It came.
Well, Gloria, I'd love to talk further, but guess what? My producers just put the cattle prod to my backside and said, "Hey, we got a break." Thank you for joining us, Gloria, and we appreciate it. Hey, folks.
Thank you.
All right, folks. Welcome to the downhill slide of the show. Just evaporated. It's going very quick. That's what happens when we have a little continuity of flow, folks. If you haven't caught the theme yet, in the spirit of things, this is where we live. Hey, this is where you move forward. You get in touch with a different side of yourself. Like I say, the world has grown so cold. I knew that in order to maybe invoke a little bit of a paradigm shift to help my brothers and sisters just wake up and see a little bit outside of themselves, and get, everything's inside of us, but it's a direction of flow. It's living life on purpose. It's creating intent, but good intent, operating in, like I say, folks, I've changed my paradigm. It's really changed over the last 6 months. Lots of epiphanies, lots of changes, but they're all good and they're positive. I'm actually moving, with direction of flow and purpose that is, I don't understand where it came from. It doesn't matter. I'm embracing it. And so, folks, it's good to go with the flow, as they say. We used to use that in the military all the time, go with the flow. That was a different paradigm there. But, folks, it really comes down to the heart. It's always about the heart, and if we don't show the love, if we don't show the humanity, the other side of the coin, it's going to get a lot uglier, and it doesn't have to be. So this is what we're trying to affect a change. This is a paradigm shift, and that's why I opened up Privatis.Me, so people can see what's going on. So you have a starting point. You have some functionality to pull back that curtain and take those rose-colored glasses off and find out how it really has been, a lot of underhanded stuff, but it's not espousing upon the negative. It's giving you a starting point, because until you understand that this has gone up right up underneath your nose, you really don't, something's wrong, but you just can't quite put your thumb on it. Well, I'm going to give you the direct pulse to put your thumb on it, so you can say, okay, that fits, that fits, that fits. You're going to find out what fits and what doesn't. And, folks, the programming has been extremely effective. They've dumbed us down, wanted us to go to sleep. It's time to wake up. This is the wake-up call. Anyways, I'm really glad that I have this little soapbox called Blog Talk Radio, and that's why I set up free will, because, folks, it comes down to free will acts and deeds. We have the right to make decisions for ourselves. They want to make all the decisions for us. They want us to be in the infantile, imbecile, incompetent, dead entity state, the franchisee of the fiction corporation. Michelle did mention corporations. Folks, matter of fact, if you haven't read, it's over on the page. I'm trying to give you a direction of flow here on a different level, and Michael and I have given a facelift over at Privatis.Me, because I said, Michael, they all need to, share the common parallel to move forward. So they have to have some sort of direction of flow, sort of a follow the bouncing ball. This is how I put things out so you can digest in the smaller chunks, because like Michelle says, Peter, you're really good at bringing the 55-gallon drum and trying to fill the damn thing up all the time. It's a 16-ounce glass of water, and I'm trying to put all 55 gallons in it, folks. Well, guess what? You can go one cup at a time now. Anyways, but, folks, there's a 14-page document on the site, on the education page at Privatis.me, and it's called the Birth Certificate Securitization Scam. It's a 14-page overview that will give you a lot more clarity in layman's terms and understand how this thing has become what it's become and how we're all a hypothecation event, pretty much since 1933, when they changed up the money system from a physical-backed gold and silver system to a fiat currency. Fiat, folks, is a falsity. Everything's color of law in the world today. Color, meaning it has the appearance that it may be law, but it's really not law at all. Folks, I've gone into deep digging on this stuff. If you don't understand what the federal regulations are, that's called the Code of Federal Regulations. Every statute is supposed to have what's called an implementing regulation. Gee, go figure, why would I know that? See, folks, there's no bite of law on a statute, i.e. it has no applicability to you unless it has a sustaining federal regulation behind it. Problem is, none of it has federal regulations behind it for the most part, so they just create more statutes so they can attach to the corporation, you, the fiction, the franchisee, but you did so willy-nilly, not knowing, by registering your life over to them because they figured you didn't want it and they consider it all abandoned property. Folks, I can't make this stuff up, but I did find it out. So this is where I'm taking you on a little boat ride, okay? It's calm seas, and if you just come over to the house, I'm going to show you how you can move forward to get through when the waters become a little choppy so you can find the way out the other side without going against the rocks and drowning. So I wanted to create a portal of information to give people clarity of thought, clarity of mind. So this is the deep digging that we've done on our side of the fence. So this is going to give you that direction of flow. I promise you, if you go over there, you're going to have a paradigm shift. You're going to have a change. It's going to help you get your mind right. Those that are ready, they will come through the door and they will move forward. Those that aren't, you'll stand fast and you might have to experience a little bit more pain until you're actually ready. That's not my objective for you. My objective is to remove all that pain. Folks, it took me 25 years just to get here. But guess what? Like I say before, you don't have to go through 25 years to come out the other side. I've already done the heavy lifting. I've done the hard part. Folks, I know a little bit about heavy lifting. I've been lifting for 28 years. I like the weights. They like me, and it's a beautiful thing. So I use these analogies because I don't mind doing heavy lifting, and I can lift all day. And, folks, I've done it on your behalf because you're my brothers and sisters, and I care. And that's the whole point of the exercise, because if I didn't do it, who's going to do it? Somebody else? You know what? So, folks, freedom with responsibility starts with me, but it also starts with you. So I've given you a starting point. And, folks, I will not keep you busy with the mundane. I will not beat your brains out with the UCC, all these other paradigms. Mm-hmm. By the way, for those who are doing all the UCC stuff, it's just a secondary part of the trust. The primary part of the trust is the birth certificate bond. But, see, they don't teach this anywhere. They don't teach this in school. But through my education, through my digging in, through my uncovering, I tied in these loose ends. That's why I was supposed to go dig in for 25 years, so I could tie it all in a nice, beautiful little knot with a pink bow on top and a cherry on top so you wouldn't have to. So the hard part's done. come over to my house and let's move forward together. Because I'm telling you, folks, when I call at my house, you're invited. I want you there. But if you're not there, you're absent. And guess what? If you're absent, you're not getting the memo, and you're going to be subscribing to a different paradigm that's going to cause you duress when it doesn't have to. We're going to peace, folks. This is what it's about. Anyways.
Hey, Pete. You know what I like about your house? You say you've been at this 25 years learning the truth, and myself, I've been at it about 10 years. And what I love about your house is, we may talk about, what's going on and the negatives of the world, but we provide solutions. We might talk about the poisons in the world, but we provide solutions how to get rid of them. We might talk about, the financial problems, but we provide solutions how to get out of them. So that's what I love about your house. It's not just that we're talking; we're just bringing, letting you people know what's going on in the world. But we're not going to sit there and tell you, this is what's going on. We don't know what to do about it. But I went through a lot of that, in the truth movement and all this kind of stuff. Yeah, this is happening. So what are we going to do about it? With your house, you're actually showing people what we can do about it. So that's great.
I'd like to jump in. I'd like to jump in, John. Yes, about the solutions, but even going beyond that, it's the intention behind the processes that Michael and Peter have put together. The intention is not one of war, and in my research. There was always this aspect of fighting. And if I am on the battleground of someone who wishes to do war with me, unless I know who I am, I don't stand a chance doing war with them. You know what I mean? So when I go into court in a warring fashion, I'm just going to be destroyed. But that's not the reason for my peace. The reason for my peace is because that is in alignment with who I am. I recognize that I am not here to war. Where I come from, love is the biggest word, and that informs my actions here. So it starts with the intention, and there's an awareness. And that brings about the solutions. So when you have the proper intention, you have an awareness of the darkness that's the agenda of darkness that is in place. But then you also have the solutions. So it's a full circuit. And I know Peter loves discussing electromagnetically. So it's a full circuit. It's the intentions, there's the awareness, and then you have solutions. And it's all done in peace. There is no war. There is no war. There is no other.
Yep.
Perfect. Exactly. Well said.
Wow, that created a...
Hey, I just want to see how long I can go without saying anything. I was testing the water. It's all good.
We were almost on the verge of making me uncomfortable. And I know I speak very slowly and deliberately because I find that I don't have easy access to words like most people. I think I only started talking when I was about 2 years old. I think my parents were starting to freak out or something.
Yep.
But I often wonder if there's a reason for that. Maybe I offer people a respite from their busy, hectic, noisy days when I pause between the words. Maybe there's more meaning in the silences between my words.
Yep. Well, I like, Michelle, that you're neutralizing the beast over here on the other side. And the producer did mention that, Johnny and Michelle are nice and even flow. I said, it takes two to beat the brakes off the beast to keep him so he can get even. It's like one of those deals. So, I broached the subject. I said, what the hell? I said, it'll probably take a couple more because I am sort of high energy, not high maintenance. I'm just high energy. Hey, folks, you know why let me share to the people why I'm high energy. Folks, I'm 53, but I feel like I'm 21 because I actually feed my machine correctly, and I actually discuss these issues over there at Privatis.Me. Folks, Celtic salt makes the body electromagnetic. Because until you get the proper synapse functioning in the cells, your body's in a dead state, so it's not functioning. So that's why I'm the excitable boy all the time, because I'm operating at hyperspeed. And Celtic salt can be, it's simple dosing. It's you can buy it for a couple of dollars at the health food store. It's gray salt, and you crush up what you need. Use what you need. It's 94 plus trace nutrients that actually affect the proper motility of the cells intercommunicating with each other, because you're a saline bag, folks. The crap they sell at the store, that white garbage, that's poison. They put sodium silicate in it. It's actually a brain blocker, and it actually gets aluminum buildup in the brain.
Also aluminum silicate, basically aluminum, which crosses the blood-brain barrier. You don't want that in your brain.
Right.
Or anywhere in your body.
Yeah, well, if you drink out of cans, that's not good. If you, we have chemtrails. Folks, these are alternatives that actually does reverse the aluminum buildup in the brain. So that's the upside. And then we talk a little bit about sodium bicarbonate. We just had a beautiful article get posted yesterday on, I think Michael posted it over at the site as well, a gentleman who was having lower gastrointestinal issues in a major way for many years, and somebody shared with him about the sodium bicarbonate. Folks, Big Pharma doesn't want you to know about this because it makes the body oxygen-rich, and no pathogens can hang out in a oxygen-rich environment. We've affected, we can affect a positive shift in the body to be functioning at its proper capacity so that you're not acidic. You want to be alkaline. And this, anyways, hey, I got an MP3 over there. Go enjoy yourself. It's all free. Have attachments to go along with it, so it can give you a lot more clarity and understanding. So, folks, these are the things that we cover over there. This is not just a one-sided issue. This is about the mind, body, and the spirit. This is about bringing everything forward, because without affecting something positive in your body, like I say, if you're eating genetically modified food products from the store, you're taking on board aspartame, which they're putting in the gum, and they plan on putting in the milk supply next. Folks, those are excitotoxins. I know, because I was a Diet Coke drinker from 1982 to 1996, and I was getting the old man syndrome with the shakes and all that stuff, like Parkinson's. And then I started reading up. Matter of fact, I have a video over at the site, at our YouTube's page. It's called Sweet Misery. It's about 52 minutes. You might want to go watch that. So, folks, I really cover multiple topics, but it affects the whole mind, body, and spirit paradigm. This is where we live. So we're trying to bring everybody forward to my house so that they can get a little bit educated. It's not a deep dig. It's simple. It's easy to follow. So I want everybody to go share and help themselves and share it with your brothers and sisters. Speaking of brothers and sisters, I have my brother up in Chicago, and they sent his sister home to die from lung cancer after they got done nuking the vessel. And they said, we can't do nothing else. We're going to send her home to the boneyard. Well, folks, me and Gregg, my brother, we were having no part of it. I said, brother, real simple methodology. It's called a nebulizer with a little sodium bicarbonate, Celtic salt, inhaled direct, because that's where the effective parts was the lungs, because when that sodium bicarbonate goes straight into those areola sacs, guess what, folks? It neutralizes the cancer dead on spot because it can't live in an oxygen-rich environment. Folks, I have a beautiful book over there on the cancer page from Dr. Mark Serkis, and it covers sodium bicarbonate. It's free. It's all free, folks. That's all free. We're not about the money here. We're about the paradigm shift. We're about the truth. So guess what? Welcome to my world. And, yeah, folks, if you haven't seen my 12-minute debt termination video, if you got a third-party bottom feeder trying to trick you, and that's all it is, tricks is for kids, go watch my 12-minute video. It's posted on the site. It's also posted here at I Am Free Will. It's posted right here on this. I'm looking at the cover page with Privatis.Me. See our new debt validation video, folks. If you want to see the real Tricks is for Kids hour, just go watch that 12-minute video that I broke it down, condensed it to give you a fundamental understanding of the Tricks is for Kids hour. And guess what, folks? You can do a counter offer in 2 seconds flat, and that's all they're looking for is a counter offer, because they gave you an offer. And until you meet that with a counter offer, and by the way, folks, they can't answer any of the questions on the counter offer. So in essence, it's sort of I call it the kill shot. And then we have 3 other documents behind it just to make sure that they don't get up. Anyways, it's a beautiful thing. This is the way I think. I'm outside the box, folks. This is the way I've been my whole life, and don't be afraid. See, they want you to be in fear. They want you paralyzed. They don't want you taking responsibility. They want you to ask them for permission how high. Folks, I did 10 years in the military. I wasn't buying the bull crap then, and I'm not buying it now. So, I used to drive my colonels crazy, my master sergeants, and they knew Doc was poured out of a different mold. And matter of fact, they wanted me to go to officer candidate school. They said, you're intelligent, blah, blah, blah. I said, yeah, but I get to think outside the box as an enlisted puke. You guys, you're stuck in the box. And the colonel looked at me and he said, yeah, you're right. I said, well, hey, I like living where I live. He goes, okay, Doc, I got the point. Anyways, folks, we're here for you. This whole show, and folks, yeah, it'll be Monday today. It'll be next Monday. Then after, when we go into April, I will be geared up. It will be Tuesdays and Saturdays. I'm almost complete with my tour of duty over at Freedom Reigns. I will be at Freedom Reigns tomorrow and next Saturday, the following Tuesday and next Saturday, as long as no unforeseen issues come up and cause any duress. I'm going to move forward, and because I do share the love, and I'm a man of honor and a man of commitment, so I told my other producer I will finish out the month. So that's where I stand. So anyways, but we'll be full-time, full tilt boogie over in on I Am Free Will, and this is my station. And hey, folks, it's not about being possessive. It's about Peter was outgrowing things. It was time to move forward to the next level, and this is where I'm at, folks. And welcome to my house, and I invite you to invite your friends, to invite everybody else here, because, folks, what we're talking about here, this is a true straight up. You're not going to get this on any other fundamental radio station in the real world, because they don't talk of substance, they just talk garbage, folks. It's filler. It's crap to keep you. It's the breads and circuses, dog and pony show to keep your mind befuddled with the bull crap. Yeah, I had a guy on the call last week who wanted to talk about Obama. He can go talk about Obama in the political subdivision which he's thereby attached to, because I'm not there. I don't deal with politics, folks, because I'm not a dead entity. I'm not attached. I haven't given over to the system. And by the way, for those who are sick and tired of being part of the body politic, because your vote doesn't count, you're a dead entity, come on over to my house. We have a free document that allows you to divest yourself of the body politic. But until you remove that presumption, you have no right to cry or whine about anything, because you subscribe to the paradigm. You stepped into the door. You got to step out, folks. It's outside the box. Anyways, I'm done ranting.
That was a short one.
Yeah, well, I'm getting better. It's the medication's kicking in.
Good, Peter. I love your rants. Yeah, just for the listeners, if they would like to follow us, we're going to be posting this show on the MP3. Zach is going to get the comments in the Show More box, I think. Is that how we're doing it? And we're going to have the full schedule available. Is that what we're going to be doing?
I don't know. Are we?
I think we are.
I'm confused. I'm not sure. I'm not sure I'm gray. I got clouds of gray in my head right now. What was the question?
That's all right. That's all right. That was a big rant. So yeah, we'll get up with Zach after and just make sure that we have the full schedule listed so that people can follow us, because until the end of March we're going to be doing the Tuesday and Saturday shows, like you said, at Freedom Reigns. But in addition, we'll be doing our Monday show here at I Am Free Will, and then starting April 1st, we'll be uniquely on I Am Free Will.
Yep. So, folks, don't get too confused. And hey, guess what? For my brothers and sisters who are signed up at Privatis.Me, you get the memos, because we send out a memo on the day of the show, so you can click on the link. So if you don't want to have to go looking real far, just come over to my house and get on the list, and you'll get posted in the list, because we do that for every show. Matter of fact, we'll post for tomorrow's show, folks, and like I say, if you're ready for the paradigm shift, come on down. The water's fine. We're moving forward on a different level. And folks, I mean, like I say, this doesn't have to be a traumatic shift. It's a very simple one, but it requires you to do a little bit of lifting for yourself and carry a little bit of water. And yeah, it's not my job to fix everybody's world. It's my job to help them show how that they can fix their world, because this is where we're all in this together. We're a collective community coming together, and that's why I had to set up folks. And the reason I'm private is because, like I say, I can't talk about the real deep issues in public. Otherwise, that becomes like a commercial activity, and they get excited and they will shut you down, and they do every time. But guess what? If you come over to my house, it's all good. It's in the private, and you have free reign to share with the love and share the truth on a whole different level so that you can get your mind right and move forward to remove the chains. Folks, matter of fact, I think most of us were holding up our own chains for a long time, huh, Michelle?
Yeah, we're holding them. We don't know, most of us don't know that if we just put them down, we can just walk away at any time. It's that great story about the Bedouin tribe who train camels when they're babies to not escape. They tie a rope around the animal, around its muzzle, and they tie a rock to the other end of the rope, and the animal struggles and tries to free itself, but it can't. And even when conditions change, and this baby camel grows up to be this enormous, massive powerhouse of a beast, it is still a prisoner of its own mind, because it has decided in its mind that it cannot escape, and therefore it does not even try. And that's the tragedy, because the power is there. It all starts in the mental. It all starts in the mind.
Yep. Well, I would like to throw a shout-out to the producer for tonight's show, Brother Zach's sweetie. Did an excellent job. Good direction of flow. Everything went out without a hitch. I was a little apprehensive because we were starting in new territory. And Brother Zach, he's a master of his domain. And, folks, Verdict Productions, I told him I want him to post his stuff, folks. This guy really knows how to, he's a creative guy. Because I know I couldn't do it. Like I say, go see my 12-minute video. He put it all together, tied in all the loose ends in concepts that everybody could understand, because if you just got to listen to me to rant for 12 minutes, you'd have been totally lost, but now you won't be. So if you haven't seen that video, it's posted right here on I Am Free Will. It's right on the cover page. There's a link. Go watch the 12 minutes. It'll give you, for anybody suffering from, basically the nefarious lies from the clowns of the circus, I'm going to give you a new direction of flow, and you can show the love in a different way and remove these presumptions. And that's all it is, folks, removal of presumptions. Anyways, based on that, it's 9 o'clock. It is the witching hour, folks. Thank you very much. We will see you next Monday at I Am Free Will, but tomorrow we'll see you at Freedom Reigns, Blog Talk Freedom Reigns on Tuesday and Saturday. We love you, and we'll see you tomorrow. Have a great night. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Good night.